perennial power Carroll sweep the Digger Dog series and earn their way into the NAIA postseason tournament. But the news wasn't so good at Montana, where a scandal in the football program cost coach Robin Flugrad and athletic director Jim O'Day their jobs. And it's not over yet, since the NCAA continues to investigate allegations that the Grizzlies tried to cover up alleged sexual assaults on campus. However, Montana was able to hire coaching veteran Mick Delaney from Butte, who did a yeoman's job of keeping the program together. What a year for Dillon, who followed up its football state title in 2011 with a basketball championship in 2012. The volleyball program at Montana State got a huge boost when they hired Kyle Weindell, who made the Bobcats viable in his very first season, earning them a place in the Big Sky tournament for the first time in 7 years. Montana State's Katie Bussey became the all-time leader in three-point shots for the Big Sky Conference, helping her team into the conference tournament, where they upset Montana in the first round. There was a big story at the National Finals Rodeo, where Belgrade's Bo Clark, a former Montana State football player, placed third in the world as a steer wrestler. It's always big news when Montana State and Montana hook up in football, and this year's Rumble in the Rockies was no exception. The Bobcats traveled to Missoula, and the defense dominated for a 16-7 victory, allowing Montana State to win the Big Sky Conference for the third year in a row. And that was just the beginning, as quarterback Denarius McGee, who earlier in the season had become the winningest quarterback in Bobcat history, was named the Big Sky's Offensive Player of the Year for the second time in his career. Senior Jody Owens, who was a linebacking animal all year long, was chosen as the league's Defensive Player of the Year. Later, both were picked as first-team All-Americans. Bobcat defensive end Caleb Schreibeis, who led the nation with tackles for a loss, became the first MSU player ever to win the Buck Buchanan Award, honoring the best defensive player in the football championship subdivision. And the #1 story of the year took place in Butte at the AA State Football Championship, where Bozeman came back from a big deficit to take the lead with under a minute to play, only to watch Butte drive into field goal range where this happens.
Snap and hold are good. The kick is up. It has leg. It's up. Dennehy. It's goal. It's good. Jake Dennehy. Butte High gets the win.
Jake Dennehy boots the longest field goal of his career to give the Bulldogs a 38-36 miracle victory, and in the minds of many people, in the greatest game in Montana high school history. What a great year, but of course the biggest overall story of the year was Matt signing on as the morning weather guy.